holiday season is upon us. We've got the gift of the NFL as we're underway here in Week 16. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Here's the rookie out of Rutgers, Isaiah Pacheco. And he will lose yardage here back at the 23-yard line. Call it officially a loss of 2 on the first play from scrimmage. Second down.
This defense is a difficult one to prepare for, one of the best in the league. They'll come at you from all angles, and they did a nice job there stopping him for a loss.
First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12. And they'll keep leaning on the running game back to the ground. And this one also slow in developing as he's maybe getting back here to the line of scrimmage, but not much more than that. Well, this defense for the Seahawks, they were excellent in that win over the 49ers last week.
And how'd you like to be the quarterback reviewing the game tape from last week and seeing this defense on the spot on almost every snap? If the ball was in the air, they took it away. If the ball was pop free, they picked it up. 5 takeaways in last week's game.
And the Seahawk defense gets to him, and they bring him down.
Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game.
It always helps for a visiting team to come in and set the tone on defense. In fact, when we talked with them prior to the game, they said they wanted this home crowd to feel like they had to hide their valuables when they were in town.
Well, the home crowd quiet now early. See if their offense can take over and get some points on the board.
On 4th down, Tommy Townsend to punt for Kansas City.
Back deep for the Seahawks, Tyler Lockett. He was called on 3 times in the win last week as his first one here's away. Now a hit and a loose football. But fortunately, he's able to recover his own fumble, and that could have been trouble.
I know there's no magnet in the ball, but sometimes for the punt returner, after such a scramble, it sort of feels that way, doesn't it? He has it, he loses it, somehow the ball finds its way back to him.
Atone for his sin, and you know he's taking a deep sigh of relief right now. Good starting field position for them as they come up 1st and 10 at their own 46.
They'll run here with a rookie 2nd-round pick, Kenneth Walker.
And he goes out of bounds. It looks like right at the 50. Yeah, give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6.
Well, if you're a football guy, that's a pretty run because everyone is in sync right there. Obviously, the guy carrying the ball, but how about the people up front? Leverage, athleticism, they created some nice space for him.
You ready?
The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6.
Right. You got bombers. You got bombers. Sticking with Walker on 2nd down.
And he'll do a nice job here just to fight his way back to the line of scrimmage. They'll say no gain on the play there. Now it'll be 3rd down.
Christmas Eve here in 2022. A big slate today of Saturday games. But we will have, ready for this, a triple header of action on Christmas Day tomorrow. I think it's pretty safe to say we won't have a white Christmas in any of these places, however. We start with the Packers and Dolphins in Miami at 1 Eastern. Then you got the Broncos, and the pressure gets to Lawrence, and he'll go down. George Karlaftis in there to get him, and on the season now, that is 9 sacks for him. On 4th down, ready to punt, Michael Dixon. And he gets it away, a directional kick going toward the sideline. And this will be up to the ruling of the side judge here. He says it crossed out of bounds at the 16-yard line.
The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. And they'll certainly be trying to do better than that first drive where they went 3 and out.
And sometimes the first drive is just simply to settle nerves. You know what it's like at the start of a game with the emotion. Guys a little bit jumpy.
But you do.
Oh, you understand the same way. It's just like us calling one, right? Making sure we ease into the game, let it come to us.
Well, you went 3 and out.
And now they have that opportunity.
No, you didn't go 3 and out. I went 3 and out on that first drive. I'll try to do better here. Now Mahomes throwing on second down. Now the pressure comes and he goes down. Just inside the 10, back at the 9. Uchenna Nwosu coming in for that outside linebacker spot, and he buries him for a loss of 7. In motion, the tight end Kelsey. It's Kelsey on the ground. So the completion good for 6 yards, and that'll bring up 4th down. Here's Tommy Townsend now, standing just about on his own goal line. Returnable for Lockett. A very good return that time. 18 yards. And the Seahawks will have great field position to start this drive. They take over on the short side of the field. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Walker now on 1st and 10. And he'll be brought down at the 27-yard line. Another fine carry from the NFL's rushing leader, and quarterbacks typically dominating the MVP balloting, but I think you got to give this guy serious consideration, don't you?
I agree totally. I mean, he's leading the league in rushing, and let's face it, partner, the running back renaissance in the NFL, it's real, and it's really helping teams along the way. He's a prime example. Got to give him strong consideration for MVP, Tom.
2 yards on the pickup, and that's all they needed to move the sticks.
2nd and inches is oftentimes an invitation for an offense coordinator to take a big shot downfield because he feels like he can come back on 3rd down and pick up the 1st down. But sometimes you just don't want to break tendency. Stay with what you are, stay with who you know, and go get the 1st down. That's exactly what they did.
What a great effort there. He's going to get this inside the 15, and they'll spot it at the 13-yard line. Nice run. Just a simple tap pass, but it pays off in a big way.
And sometimes the simple stuff causes the most problems for a defense because there's a breakdown in communication there. When that receiver goes behind the line of scrimmage and it looks like he's going in motion, someone either has to go with him or he has to be passed off to another defender. Somehow they didn't get that communicated well, and it turned into a nice play.
Chris Jones on the stop.
The running lanes have definitely not been there for him here in the first half, and I don't think it's all been his fault. His offensive line hasn't given him much space. A loss results there.
Sticking with Walker on 2nd down.
And the stop will come inside the 5 at the 4. That one good for 10 yards. And they'll be faced with a 3rd and inches. We're scoreless after 1.
Come on, set.
They'll try for the 1st with Walker. And he's across the chalk into the end zone. Touchdown, Seahawks. Ken Walker, his 26th touchdown, drawing even with Marshall Faulk for the 4th most in a single season.
And the Seahawks post the first points of the ball game as they take the lead here in this 2nd quarter.
And his kick is good, but flags come in. Looks like we're going to get a roughing call here on the follow-through. After the roughing penalty on the PAT, they'll kick off from 15 yards further upfield. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Mahomes will lead the Chiefs up 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. They'll try and start this drive in the air. This one complete to Mecole Hardman. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. 39 yards there, a big one.
And that might be exactly what they needed to wake up this home crowd. They haven't given them much to cheer for so far. And never underestimate the effect the home crowd with you can have on a game.
They go play fake. Mahomes. And that'll be off the mark, too far out in front, and it's incomplete. The Chiefs at 500, 7-7 on the year. And they coming on a pretty good roll here, winners of 3 straight.
And I thought that they played pretty well last week. Their execution, their discipline, their resilience, all on display in that victory.
They'll try again from the 36 on 2nd and 10. Mahomes going to throw. Open man, it's the tight end, Kelsey. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. 18 yards there, down 2 to 18, and a first down. And now here's a carry heading left. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. It's a loss of 4 on the first down play.
I have a feeling they'll stay committed to running the football, especially on their early downs. They just haven't had a whole lot of success just yet.
Play action. Now it's Mahomes. Flushed out right. And he's just going to get rid of this thing. To no one here. He throws it away. And now it's 3rd.
Oh, I saw this one with defensive eyes because even as he escaped the pocket and bought time, the coverage stayed tight. Nothing broke down. Throwing it away, that was his only option.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And it's intercepted at the goal line. T.J. Green with a pick. And the Seahawks are going to take possession here. It's a touchback, and they'll take over at the 20-yard line.
And that's what we've seen from this defense all year long because they've been so good at finding ways to take the football away. And they just gave us another example right here. A strong defense, that's something you're going to need to rely on come playoff time. And this crew has got one. There's no doubt about that, Brandon.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. A little jet sweep to start the drive. And he is going to lose yardage here. The defensive coordinators love that. You got a cornerback willing to stick his nose in there, come up on run support, and stop that pop pass dead in its tracks.
And partner, one good thing about trying to defend that play, you should see it coming the whole way. You see the receiver coming in motion in your direction. Nice job eluding the blocker, making the play behind the line of scrimmage, but an even better job studying the play.
Now the pressure comes and he goes down. Just inside the 10, back at the 9. Chris Jones busting through to get him for a loss of 6.
Hey, throw it! Hey!
Now Lawrence on 3rd and long. He's got a man, complete. 30, past the 20. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
For as big and strong as some of these guys are, especially when you see them in full pads, it is sometimes hard to appreciate how truly fast they can move. That was incredible.
So that's about as long a non-scoring play as you're going to see from inside their own 10 to 1st and goal. And not a whole lot there. He does get a couple, taking it from the 5 down to the 3.
Well, Brandon, we always know that once you score 1 touchdown, you're without a doubt. And so far today, he's got 1, but was denied as he tried to get the 2nd one.
Ready, set.
So the ball position now at the 3. Here's 2nd and goal. Walker once more. And he will score. Touchdown, Seattle. Kenneth Walker with his 2nd touchdown here in this first half. And the Seahawks go up by 2 touchdowns.
Well, fair to say they've got something here, this rookie running back, and he's in for the 2nd time in the ball game.
And, Brandon, it's a position where there's often a lot of turnover, a lot of competition at that spot. But he's proven to them that he wants to be the bell cow guy that his franchise can rely on.
This will be fielded inside the 5.
And he'll be out of bounds here just past the 20-yard line. The KC offense out of the huddle, ready for their next drive.
As the offense comes out here, Charles, remember they threw the interception last time out, but they were moving the football down the field. Looked like they were going to have a sustained drive that ended in points, but then the pick ensued.
And because of that, there's no way you can call the last drive a success. Yes, there are things to build on because they found some play calls that work. Now, they've got to build another drive and find a way to avoid the turnover that plagued it on the last one.
And now off to the races, down the right side. And all the way in for a Kansas City touchdown. They were already down 2 scores early. They needed something to try to stem that tide, and that certainly qualifies. A big play to get them in the end zone.
It qualifies indeed because, let's face it, they don't get something done on this drive, turn it back over, this game could be 88 and out the gate early.
What? 88 and out the gate?
Yeah.
What's that?
Well, listen, I used to hear my old man talk about it. Usually meant that thing's done.
Well, now that they got the touchdown, it's not 88 and out the gate. We still got a good game going ahead of us. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. They're starting to pull away with this one. Early on that first quarter, they didn't look so great offensively. What has changed?
Sometimes it's just a matter of doing what you plan to do better. Sometimes you just put that all together and you execute. Other times it's just in a simple adjustment in your game plan, finding a spot that maybe was a little weaker than maybe you thought, and going to that. So many different things, so many different ways, but right now, you got to like what they're doing. They have put distance between themselves and their opponent.
Looking to add on here in the second quarter.
Let's go.
They'll start out here with a jet sweep. And just a short gain that time as they're able to get him down.
A nice play design there with the touch pass. Looked good at the start, but bottom line, the defense was ready.
And they did a nice job scouting, didn't they? Not just scouting, but now executing once they saw the play for real after having worked on it all week in practice. They drilled on the play, then they drilled him.
41 yards rushing for him now with a couple of touchdown runs to boot. So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the first down. On third down, here's Walker.
They only get 2 there, but on 3rd and 1, that's all they needed to keep the drive alive.
Just about every coach we talk to says the crowd shouldn't affect us. That shouldn't be an issue. And in the next breath, they talk about taking the crowd and taking them out of the game by picking up first downs and keeping them at bay. I think we just saw an example of that there, didn't we?
Important to do, especially early in the game like they have.
On first down, Lawrence. And that is incomplete. Well, the coverage a little too good there, and it's second down.
Basically, you're not going to outwork 2 guys very often.
Double coverage. I thought he was going to go somewhere else for the football. I get it. That's a stud wide receiver. You want to try to get him the football.
Yeah, sometimes you rely on him a bit too much. You forget the other options that are out there.
Hey, you. Hey, hang on. Freedom.
To throw once more on 2nd and 10.
Lawrence. He's going to get this complete here to Lockett.
And he is out of bounds inside the 35. A gain there of 30 big ones. So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30.
Now a man who moved up the depth chart with the retirement of Chris Carson. Here's Rashad Penny.
Now the Seahawks going to use the first of their timeouts, as it'll come with 36 ticks to go in half number 1. The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8.
A snap to Lawrence as he taps this forward.
Trying to turn the corner, but they string him out and stop him at the line of scrimmage. Now another timeout called for by the offense. offense as they'll stop it with a little over 30 seconds to go in the first half of play. On third down, Lawrence throwing the out route incomplete. That's Goodwin. And down to the 20 he'll go before heading out of bounds. The Seahawks moving pretty well through the air. Another first down.
That's the third time on this drive that these two have connected with each other. They've got a real rapport going. And right now, it's paying off with big chunks of yardage, as shown by that last play.
From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. That's caught. And again, it's Goodwin. Now the Seahawks forced to use their third and final timeout as it comes with 22 seconds to go here in half number one.
Simple drag route here, lined up out left and tried to work his way back across the field. You probably saw me twitch there, partner, because I think he wanted the ball a little bit sooner. By the time he looked it in, defender was right on him.
Looking to throw again on second down. Lawrence. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Did he just clock that? Looked like he tried to stop the clock, but the clock wasn't even moving. So with 1 second left in the half, on is the field goal unit. From the right hash, it's a 38-yard attempt. Myers' kick is good, and that will do it for this first half. So we are at halftime here on Christmas Eve. As we'll send you down to Orlando, we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. And we welcome you back live now inside the booth alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin, set and ready to rock for the third quarter. The Seahawks with the advantage, and they get the football first as the second half is underway. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense.
And they've got the lead. CD, what do you think the message was at halftime?
I don't think the message was too drastic, I think, at the half, or that they need to change things too much. I do think the offensive line could play a little bit better. I think they'll try and help them out more. They'll probably keep it tight. Times and maybe add a running back to the formation to pick up those pass rushers, because they probably allowed a few too many sacks for comfort in the first half.
Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, 2nd and 10.
Sticking with Walker on second down.
And he'll take this up near the 35, maybe the 34.
51 yards on the ground for him so far.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here, because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
I see an extra defensive back on the field. Little surprise here on 3rd and 1.
Now Lawrence.
Goodwin able to haul it in.
Finding room at midfield.
And he is brought down, but not before reaching the 30. So much for the run on 3rd and 1. Instead, it's a big chunk in the pass game. First down.
And Charles, with that completion, I'm told that puts him over 3,000 yards passing now in the campaign.
And Brandon, nowadays your leader's usually closer to 5,000 yards on the year, but still, 3,000 yards, a good season.
A snap to Lawrence as he taps this forward.
A short gain here, maybe a yard to the 29.
Now, they did get a little gain on this play, but all in all, a nice job defensively against the touch pass. They were able to string it out towards the sideline and never let him get the corner and turn it upfield for a bigger chunk of yardage.
2nd and 9. On 2nd down, it's Walker.
Stopped at the 24-yard line after a gain of 5.
It's not a huge breakaway run, but if your starting running back finishes the game with averages of 5 or 6 yards per touch, you'll take that every single time.
Lawrence.
And that is incomplete.
I see the surprise in your face there, partner. That is a rare incompletion from him. He's been on point this entire game.
He has percentage completion-wise way up. Not that time. Now here's Jason Myers. He gets set for the Seahawk field goal. He connected on his first, this from 41. Myers' kick is good.
So he's been automatic to this point of the season, and he connects on the field goal there.
And what a luxury it is to have a kicker you can depend upon, partner, because he hasn't missed all year long. Converts on that one as well. And kudos to you. You didn't jinx him.
The kick unit for the Seahawks out there on the field, and we are ready to rock.
Take it in at the 3. And good coverage there on special teams as they'll get him down shy of the 20. The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. And their deficit a little wider now than it was at halftime following the field goal a moment ago.
But the goal is still the same because you know they want to come out, establish a rhythm in the second half, and get going. Make no mistake about it, though. Kicking field goals, not in their game plan. They need to get the ball in the end zone. Even without a ton of pressure in his face, it just shows how difficult it is to pick apart his own defense. Those guys are sitting back, and they're not playing receivers as much as they're playing the eyes of the quarterback and when he delivers the ball.
They go play action. Now Mahomes.
He'll get this one to Kelsey. That's complete.
And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. 22 yards there, a first down. One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry.
That's a good acceleration there as he's across midfield to the 48-yard line.
Another strong gain on the last 2 plays. They've moved it a combined 33 yards. So from Seahawk territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 48-yard line. And they'll give him another shot here on the ground.
He'll take this to the 46.
Now, they struggled to get him rolling on the ground in the first half, and that's sort of continuing here in the 3rd quarter.
Yeah, but I don't think it's time to abandon the running game. I would say keep feeding the horse, and I believe he'll eventually reward them, especially as we get deeper in the game.
On 2nd down, they'll run it here. And nowhere to run on the interior of that defensive line. He'll get back only to the line of scrimmage. Officially no gain on the play, and they're left with a 3rd and 8.
Sometimes with the running game, you've just got to stick with it. Look, it's the 3rd quarter, no time to panic. But that also doesn't mean you just do it the same way you've been doing it the entire ball game. Maybe change up some blocking assignments or run a few different plays, but stay with the overall essence of the running game.
They fake the give. Now Mahomes. He rifles one that's intercepted.
And the Seahawks are going to take possession of the football.
And that's a great example of ball skills right there, partner. You and I do a lot of games, and I can't tell you how many guys look to run with the football before they've intercepted it. So that's a nice job of focusing on the task at hand and coming away with the interception.
Up the middle, here's Walker.
A short gain here, maybe a yard to the 29.
Well, sometimes you just have to give credit to the defense. Great job there at the point of attack, holding up. They won their battles at the line of scrimmage, left him no space to try and run. A really nice job swarming to the ball carrier.
And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds.
67 yards rushing for him now as he's carried it 16 times. So here's a 1st and 10 now, down inside the 20. Looking to throw, Lawrence. Throw out wide to Walker.
And he'll get nothing out of that one. No gain on the play. And it's 2nd down.
Out of the gun, Walker with it.
And he's got this inside the 10 to the 9 before he's out of bounds. 9 yards, and that leaves him just short, so it'll be 3rd and less than a yard.
Lawrence on the sneak.
And they will touch him down, but not before he gets the first. We're off to the 4th quarter here on Christmas Eve. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. A good chance now to put this game on ice. This is 1st and goal.
Here's Walker.
And he takes it into the end zone across the chalk. Now there is a flag down, but I think that's offsides on the defense.
Yeah, I think that's going to stand, partner.
The extra point now coming from Myers. And that one pushes the lead up to an even 20. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. KC offense out of the huddle, ready for their next drive. Remember, they have won 3 straight, but getting to 4 straight does not appear to be in the cards as they are in a big 4th quarter hole.
Hey, let's go!
They'll start on the ground here on 1st down. Yeah, boy, this defense again really making things tough on him as they stop him for no gain.
He continues to struggle to find a crease to break off a big one and might need to just put that aside and just try and ram his way forward and get what he can.
So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. Here's Mahomes to throw. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
They lead big, and a major part of that has been how they've taken their play to a whole new level this 2nd half. No points allowed since the break, and you can add another incompletion to the total number that they forced in this runaway contest.
Throwing is Mahomes on 3rd. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
Nice back-to-back plays defensively. They're stacking momentum now. 1 incompletion, 2 incompletion. They're going for more.
Here's the Chiefs punter now as he's on here to punt it away. They'll score that a 36-yard punt, and it'll be Seahawks. First and 10.
At their own 36-yard line.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. They're looking at a third straight win here if they can hold on. They'll start on the ground. It's Rashad Penny. And that play is blown up, losing yardage back at the 35. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
Now, that's a mountain of a man that just made that stop, isn't it? But he's more than that. This guy's nimble and quick. More than a space eater. He just made a great play there.
The loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. Trying the left side with Walker. And he'll get this one up to about the 39 here. 4 yards on the pickup there as they get it back to a more manageable 3rd and 7.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
Oh, they'll try the sweep. It's Lockett with it. Call it no gain there, and it leads to a 4th down.
Let's just make this one succinct. Nice job there. All 11 guys on defense diagnosing the jet sweep and putting it down.
Now here's Michael Dixon as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time.
Here's Hardman to return.
A very nice job on the run back there. He'll get 23 yards all told. And it's Chiefs football, 1st and 10. The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. Even though they were able to force the punt defensively, still a big hole to climb out of, especially at this late stage of the contest. Now he finds a little bit of room, enough for 4 yards. It'll be 2nd down.
Well, on every play call, you realize it's not going to go for a touchdown. So a lot of your calls are setting things up for maybe later in the game, trying to establish the inside run with toughness now. Hopefully get to the perimeter later, and let's face it, you could do worse than a 4-yard run on 1st down.
And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds.
They did a really nice job there defensively. They strung the play out, didn't give him a cutback lane. On each play, you have guys what I call our BCR players. Guys are responsible for the bootleg, for the cutback, and for the reverse. They played that one perfectly.
And rode him right out of bounds. Mahomes looks to throw on 3rd down. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete.
Even with such a big lead late, the effort hasn't lapsed one bit. If the offense wants to score some points in this one, they're going to have to earn it. These guys are not giving up anything.
Here's the Chiefs punter now, as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. And here's a fair catch taken at about the 24-yard line. It'll wind up just a 35-yard punt, no return.
And they will take over 1st and 10.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense.
It's been a dominant performance to this point, Charles, and this is probably exactly how they scripted this and envisioned it. They got a 3-score lead, 4th quarter, and a chance if they want to continue to pour it on here.
It is their call, isn't it? I mean, the way that they have taken on this game and the way that they have carried this game and have dominated this game, you're exactly right. Do what you want down the stretch. We are in the era of, hey, if you don't want us to do this to you, then you need to stop us. Their call to finish this one off.
They'll try and run some clock here with Penny. And this may be a carbon copy as he'll again be stopped right at the line of scrimmage. Officially nothing on that one, no gain, so they're left with still 10 to go on 3rd down.
Right where this set of downs started, they need a full 10 here to pick up the 1st down and move the chains.
On 3rd down, Penny, and he will lose yardage and be backed up to the 24. A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4th. And now, defensively, they're going to burn their first time out. Remember, they get an extra time built in coming up here shortly at the 2-minute warning. Now here's Michael Dixon as he's on to punt for Seattle. Averaging 50 yards a boot so far as this one's away. Officially, that'll go as a 52-yard punt. Not too shabby.
And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over.
The KC offense out of the huddle, ready for their next drive.
See if they can put this drive in the end zone, Charles, because it's been a little bit of a rough go at times. They've had to punt the football a ton in this ball game because of stalled-out drives.
So are you saying that you're kind of tired of seeing the punter run out there and do his thing during this game? Is that what you're trying to say?
Well, I mean, I'm okay with it. I have a feeling that this offense, they don't want to see the punter again.
And frankly, the punter doesn't want to run out there anymore himself. He'd love to see his offense put together.
And Mahomes misfires again, and it's intercepted. And the Seahawks are going to get the football here at their own 23.
Well, when you start thinking of guys that are in the mix for Defensive Player of the Year, I think you use him as Exhibit A. Maybe he's not the leading guy right now, but he's at least on the periphery and deserves to be in the discussion.
And because of that, he's looking at a game today where in order to make that big move and maybe become the guy, he needs multiple takeaways, multiple big plays, things that get our attention and reverberate for weeks to come.
Carlos Dunlap, the one who got in there to make the stop behind the line. A 3-yard loss to start the drive. They'll look to make that up and then some on 2nd and 13. And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield. That's going to go down as a loss of 5, and it brings up 3rd down.
How about that, partner? That happened in a hurry. Sudden, explosive, gets into the backfield and spills the play.
And he was AFC Defensive Player of the Week last week because of plays just like that. And he'll take this up only to about his 18-yard line. Give him 3 yards there as that'll take us to 4th down.
We often talk of situational football. Let's just call it team football. The defense did their job, got off the field, brought the punting situation, so they're turning the ball back over to their offense. You think those guys will get along very well right now? Of course they will. Defense helped the offense. Now it's their turn to take it downfield.
And here's Dixon to punt now as he gets this one away.
A terrific return there. 27 yards all told. And the Chiefs will have excellent field position here as they take over. Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. Finding his safety valve here. That's complete.
And he's going to be taken down at about the 33.
This defense has certainly had an outstanding second half, haven't they? I know they just gave up a 1st down there, and for the offense, they're hoping that that's something that they can jumpstart with and maybe start to move the ball a little bit better. But it's been tough sledding for them here the entire second half.
And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. T.J. Green with a pick.
And the Seahawks are going to take possession here at their own 6-yard line.
All smiles and high fives on that defensive sideline. That interception will cap off what was truly a tremendous performance.
Yeah, if you can hold a team to 7 points in the NFL, that's the kind of day that you feel really good about. Now, I do know a few guys are going to think to themselves, held them to 7. If we'd made one more play, could have had our shutout.
So the victory here for Seattle, and it was their defense that really made the statement after the break. They pitched the second half shutout.
Yeah, think about